Hello, everybody. We'll be starting in a couple of minutes, okay? Welcome for you that's joining us now. Good morning. And hello, everyone. It's very nice to have you here. Just another couple of minutes and we'll start, okay? Before we start, I can tell you about the school. Today, I chose to talk on behalf of the school that I work for, that is Colégio Renascença, and that I've been there for this is my 6th year, I guess. And we've been working hard. It's not a bilingual school, it's a regular school, but with excellent hour load and lots of international programs too. American high school, American middle school, trips to England, to BO, destination imagination. We are always trying to give our students possibilities of practicing and using the language, making it real, And today I'll be sharing with you some experience and a couple of things from our teachers, things that really worked throughout this time in the pandemic that we're home. And it's very nice to do this and to be somehow representing Renascença here, because it's a school that I love working for, and also my team. I really enjoy working with all the teachers. We are almost 20, and it's really a pleasure to work with all of them, and they know that. So it's 11:01, and I hope you can hear me properly. So for those who are joining now, I am Lilian Leventhal. I wanted to say that there might be a little bit of delay because of internet, perhaps my internet or yours. So things can be a little bit delayed. I'll be using some videos and some links, and most of them will be shared here at the chat, so that you can, if it doesn't work when I'm showing them, you can watch them separate later. And also, by the end of the presentation, SPS is going to leave on the chat the connection of the link for this presentation. So you can have everything that I am sharing here with you, you will have access to. So if you don't need to write anything if you don't want to, just enjoy yourself. And I'll be receiving questions in the chat. You can write and anytime. And there is somebody, I guess Barbara, that's helping us today. And she will be telling me about the questions so that I can share things with you. And probably leave some time at the very end if we have, so that I can answer questions and then we can exchange ideas. Something that I really want to emphasize is that being in an event like this always bring all of us the opportunity to share. So this is what I'm doing this morning. I'm sharing and exchanging knowledge with you. And I hope you get something that you can use for schools at this time when you're teaching. So we're talking about digital education for children, and it is for life, definitely. This is my email there on the screen. You can email me anytime for anything. I'll always be responsive and help you with anything that I can, okay? So the first thing that I wanted to do was to talk about the definition of this digital education. SBS asked me to talk about it regarding children. And also I would like to thank SBS so much for this opportunity of taking part in this journey and being here with you. Thank you so much for the invitation. So look at that. This, as you can see on the screen, you have all the links of all the people that I looked at and things that I studied a little bit. And they say that's the use of digital tools and technologies. Well, common knowledge, I would say, nothing new in that. Technology enhanced learning or e-learning, nothing new either. Because when we thought about the digital education, until we got to this moment of this pandemic and everything, we would think of e-learning. It's like for colleges, for courses that you would take and remotely, and that was it. Of course, we use the internet for lots of things during classes. Everybody does, I know, and but we had never used it the way we're using now, right? The digital education gives us as teachers the opportunity to design engaging learning activities, and that's where it starts. Our classes are engaging because this is what we do, and we have to see the technology and this whole idea as another tool, because that's what it is. You can use it for blended courses, of course, for online courses, different programs, for anything that you want. But now it got to our lives in a way that's never going to leave us. And this generation cannot do without it, you know? So digital learning, this is from Georgia government in the States. It says, is learning facilitated by technology that gives students some element of control over time, place, path, and or pace. That I like. This one I really do like, because we really we want to use it as a tool. You know, technology is no longer a motivation factor as it used to be before. Oh, do you use technology in your classes? This was the talk some years ago. But the technology, as we can see it nowadays, it's the mechanism that delivers the content we want to. So let's face it as a tool. It's going to facilitate student space, facilitate students receiving the content we want. And it's all related, right? Because we need the internet and we need the hardware too. So technology is really the tool, not the instruction. Educators are essential. You guys are essential to digital learning, because without the teachers, without the whole planning, without the whole idea of classes, the digital learning can be very boring, in fact, you know. There we go. So I would say that this is regarding time. I would say that technology helps us in the digital learning process because we can give students personalized guidance somehow, right? Because we can use it during our classes, right? Or we can use it for students to take things at home and after that. So the timing nowadays is no longer restricted to school. So we are outside the walls, right? And we can really be anywhere. And it can be, and there are activities and things that we've been doing and sharing with our students. It can be done anytime, any day, anywhere, uh, as long as they have internet and as long as it works. Because we know the perks we've been facing, because there are days when nothing goes right. And technology is great when it works, of course. So students can be in different spaces and they can be in different spaces like this. Look at that, these pictures, because this is their world, you know. They can be in the classroom, they can be working, but the thing is, all the devices are part of their world nowadays. So the classroom really can be anytime, even outside, really, definitely with technology, right? I would say that the devices really have given us the ability, and the students also, to learn, to expand their contact with the language anytime, anywhere. And then there is the path, because learning is not only restricted to our work in the classroom, our planning and everything. Now it's much more than that. And I think that one of the important ideas here is that as the children start learning how to work with technology and incorporate digital learning into their lives, uh, there is no specific need of having a special class for that, because all the teachers, all the community, all of us, we keep teaching them how to use it healthily, you know, in a way that they can get by and learn from it in a safe way to go. And I would say also that it is interactive, right? So the path that you choose, that the students choose, this new technologies, the new data we've been acquiring, gives the teachers and students information. In fact, it gives us teachers information to personalize and make our courses somehow unique, because throughout this possibility of having the students working in different times, for instance, you can separate things, you know, depending on the platform you're using. You can have them separate rooms, you can work with them individually. And I would say that about the platforms we've been using nowadays, it's important also to think that for some students it works wonderfully, but for some of them it just doesn't adapt. So this is one more reason why I would say that digital learning is a tool. It's the means to an end. It's not the end, right? Just like the English language. We always, nowadays with the bilingualism all over, people finally understood that it's for life, you know? Of course, you need to study the language, but you need to use the language, right? And the pace. I would say that the pace is also important, because then the student is not restricted to that pace. Of course, when we are in a Zoom class, for instance, or on a other platform, we try to engage students there with us all the time. But then you post things for them, or you send them special things, activities, homework, games, all sorts of things. And the student has the chance to work on his own pace. And this has given us flexibility that we did not have that much before, because in the class, we have a content and we have to go. Of course, we give them individual attention as much as we can. I know that. But now it's, I would say that it's easier like this, really. And students have also the option to choose the pace and to choose what they want. And, you know, I've been part of groups, the parents, and they keep saying, oh, what should I do? Because why are my kids there attending the class on the screen? He's also playing with his mobile phone, you know, and he's got his iPad over there, and he's using two devices. Oh my God, what should I do? How can I avoid that? And then I laughed and I talked to myself, you know, and I thought, but, you know, this is what's been happening in class too, you know, and has always happened. The difference is the device. Before, it's how many kids you see when you're teaching in class and they are daydreaming. Oh my gosh, who doesn't? So I would say that the parents now have got this different relationship with school and the children, but that's not my topic today. But anyway, and through that, they understand how important technology is. And you see little kids, grade 1, grade 2, accessing Zoom and going to the internet and checking an email, things that they didn't used to do before, you know. And the most important thing that I wanted to mention is that it is the tool. We need to consider these things, and we need to understand that we're not talking only about an e-learning system or a platform, although there are wonderful things that I've been searching and researching, and I see wonderful platforms, excellent resources that could be used according to the programs we have in our schools. But you know what? The big picture planning is the same. We need to prepare the same way, if not a little bit more nowadays, because we are only online. But when we go back to school, the idea is not to abandon this, and the idea is that forever and ever will include working with both, because something that I want to say, classroom time should, in my opinion, nowadays be used to work with skills that students can develop, speaking, perhaps listening, social skills that are even more important. And if they have opportunities to use the language in class, and you can post and you can have them online in the hybrid system, because that's what I believe we're all going into, at least for now, and perhaps in the future, because I really don't think it's going to change. And then have this in a way that students understand that the devices we have, like smartphones, the tablets, the Kindles, laptops, Chromebooks, all this equipment, this is educational technology equipment, right? We're not talking about watching a movie on TV. We're not talking about only watching a video. Okay, watch the video and answer the questions. That's not what I'm talking about at all. Because the student can do this on his own at home and play with whatever he wants, and hopefully in English, of course. And but what I'm talking about is like the idea is that not that you send just a text and a PDF for the student to read. Of course you can do it, right? Of course you can send, but the idea is not to use this all the time. Is to make this tool motivate the student in a way that this is his world, because that's what it is. They're dealing with the digital devices and ideas and this world as the moment they wake up until the moment they close their eyes to sleep. And it is like this for us too. Imagine for them, this is absolutely not true, but everybody knows that. So it's important for you, teacher, to think about the way you're going to use the equipment. It's important to get to Wikipedia with your students one day and show them exactly what it is. It's important to teach them about the fake news, about the possibilities of the PDFs that can be in a tablet, that can be used in a laptop, and how much paper we're going to save. I love and adore books, just like probably every single teacher here. But I learned how to read in a Kindle, for instance, or in the iPad stuff, and nowadays I'm okay with that, because every time I buy new material, I think we're helping to save the world, because our generation, at least my generation and the ones before, we damaged it too much. And I think it's important to be in contact with all that. And of course, update, take courses, talk with people, with teachers, see communities and things like that. What I was going to say is that I have never seen in my career, and I've been around for quite some time, but I've never seen a moment like all the teachers are sharing things and being in their lives and sharing knowledge and talking about it and helping each other. It doesn't matter where you work, if you work in a language school, in a bilingual school, private school, public school, but teachers have been talking. Teachers, I mean English teachers or teachers who work with bilingual education. But this, our world, we have always done that. We have wonderful institutions that support us in that, and excellent groups and everything. But nowadays, what I see is really beautiful is the way that people share, and this teamwork in our area, is so beyond the classroom walls. And that's something that I appreciate a lot. And bear in mind that the digital content is what the students are going to learn using the technology, right? So using interactive, engaging softwares, from lectures to games, you're going to have the chance to see, to watch gamification live, which I think is awesome and fantastic nowadays. And have in mind that it's not simply a PowerPoint presentation that you go in class and you teach and students watch you. We've been talking for a while about students being protagonists, right? Being responsible for their own learning, and the technology and digital learning helps us with that. So we do not need to have a special class to teach our kids how to use the computer. We're going to do this while we're working with them. And if everybody really does that, much better. Okay. I'm going to play a video now for you guys. The link is going to be at the chat. I'm waiting a little bit. There might be a little bit of delay because of the streaming, okay? But I hope you can watch. And if you can't, you can watch later. It's about the future of learning. And it sort of summarizes what I've been talking about, okay? There we go. There we go. No, wrong chart. Here. I'm putting it back, okay? Whoops. There we go. No. I want it after. Okay, what I'm doing now, you see, that summarizes, and I really wanted to show you those numbers and statistics they showed us. Of course, it's from a company and everything, but what they say there matters, because it really matters. It's true about the mobiles and the iPads and how the students prefer mobiles and laptops when they're older, and how your opinion matters. And there's no way teachers will ever be replaced. I would say that there's no digital learning that can replace us. And we'll always be the link, we'll always be the what students look up to, And now I'm going to start showing you a little bit of some experiences that have been working with our students, and suggestions from other teachers, and just this idea that I mentioned to you about sharing things that are good and they're happening, and possibilities for all the teachers. Everything will be okay. Oh my gosh, how many times have you said this lately, right? And everybody else. So this was our motto for a while, and we're not saying that anymore. We're just hoping that everything will really be okay. But, sometimes I think to myself, how can we compete with this? Can we? The social interaction? No, we cannot compete in the sense of digital learning. Will never, ever substitute classroom environment at the school and the possibilities we have over there. But as we said, it can always be a tool. Yeah. How are we going to replace PE? You just can't, right? Of course, I know that PE teachers have been working with the students, and it's fantastic. And usually, I would say that it's one of the classes they really hope for the whole time, the whole schedule, because they've been home and so somehow lonely, and there's this need of spending energy, and we are all facing that. So no, we cannot compete with that. Can we compete with theater, with makers classes, with having a snack with your friends at school during the break? No, not at all. And we don't want to. Okay, we really, really, really don't want to. We look at these kids playing around, and that's what we want for them. This is their daily routine and their future, but this is also their future along with that, and that's okay, because we can do both. I would say that somewhere inside all of us is this power of change, of using both tools, everything we do at school, and benefit from technology and from this these things that we have learned at this very moment that will make us go ahead and help us to empower this change in the world in education. Now I'm going to go into some practical examples. This is something very nice that I didn't know, and I just found out about it during this pandemic time. And there is this word wall website, and I'm going to check.
Wait, Lilian, good morning. Sorry to interrupt you. The people here on chat, they are asking you to hide this bar. StreamYard is sharing your screen and audio because they
Got
can
it.
see everything.
Good.
Okay.
Good. Thank you so
Sorry.
much.
No, sorry
Thank
to
you.
interrupt you.
Oh, that's all right. No problem at all. Thank you so much.
No, you're welcome.
Uh, this is Word Wall. And I just printed one of the screens to show you the number of options of things that you can do. Of course, you can use these resources, for instance, and print it if you want. But we're going to definitely think twice about printing nowadays, right? But anyway, it can be printed and used in the classroom. But this can be used at home. This can be used in a post. You can post, and in between things that you're doing, have one of these games or activities. And students are so motivated because they want to work together. So we stimulate collaboration and cooperation because they want to compete. And then you can use teamwork for that. And there is also moments when the student is going to internalize and practice, but really practice having fun. So teachers at my school have been using this wordwall.net. Here, I'm showing you just an example so that you can follow me from teachers Aline and teacher Camila. This is for second graders. And this was an online class. They were teaching, working with the present continuous. And I'm there watching this class, observing it. And all of a sudden, she comes up with the word wall and she starts playing with the students. And how motivated they got. Oh my God. They wouldn't take their eyes off the screen, And so this was a way of practicing nothing that different from what we used to do, except that it's fun and it has movement and it has image. Because once again, the TV, the screen is not a TV, right? And our brains read it as a TV. So if we do not produce interactive activities with our students during this training, the students disconnect. Even with this, they might disconnect but you have a better chance of using and keeping the students with you, right? Having this connection with them, right? And also being able to identify what they learn. This is another example. Oh, there are so many. I just got some of them. And this was a class being done in a bilingual program that we offer. This is for K4 students. And this was taught online. So this teacher was talking about food and things like that. And all of a sudden she started, oh, do you like this? Do you like that? And I love this song. Oops, well, I like this song and I'm going to play it for you.
Do you like broccoli? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Do you like ice cream? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Do you like broccoli ice cream? No, I don't. Yucky.
And so we go. I'm not going to play the whole video. You have the link, and if you want, you can watch it. And there are wonderful songs. But this teacher was working with food, and then she, in the sequence, all of a sudden she comes up with this song. This is what? Yuck! Yes, no, I like, I don't. And it's so nice to see how they acquired the language. And these classes have been taught. This for this program specifically, they have been taught like at this pandemic time, twice a week only for half an hour. But the result we're getting is so cool. And it's not only these classes, there's also a post that the teachers make in a website. I'm going to show you something about that. And along with that, the teacher used these online ESL games. And you can use PowerPoint games, interactive exercises. You have all these contents, and it goes from games for ESL.com. And you can have all kinds of games also. So you have a song, you teach, you talk, you use flashcards, you sing, you make it dynamic in a way that students can have fun. And they don't even think, oh, I'm studying, this is English class. No, this is supposed to be fun. I love this idea. Let me go to another one. Oh, this was also cool. The teacher Gabriela, the same teacher for K4 again, and she once in her planning there was this idea of telling the Three Little Pigs story, and of course there was the whole preparation for this project. This was an online project too, and for these classes, and it was so cool because there was a moment when she was telling the story with this puppet, with this puppets here, and which is telling a story without using the platform is the technology, but storytelling is the magic, right? And after that, playing with different things. So what I want to show you here is that you just use the platform and you go on telling stories. And of course, you can play stories. There are lots of recordings that are wonderful on the internet, of course. But I don't think anything will substitute you, teacher, talking to your student. Nothing can replace that. So for this reason, I want to show you this. In our, we have the regular courses, and we also have this bilingual program for kindergarten. And we were thinking, how can we access the students? How are we going to give the students some autonomy so they don't need the parents 100% of the time? Because at this age, they really do. And then our teachers came up with an idea of having a website connected to the school so that the kids could even get to the parents' cell phone and start playing with that. I said, oh, hey, great, let's do that. So every week we post something new. Now it's wonderful. I'm sharing with you. This one is for grades, is for kindergarten 1 and 2, because we start at 1. And I'm going to share with you here. Just give me some moments. And there might be, I'm going to wait just for 1 minute in case there is a delay in your stream so that you can at least follow me here. So this is what it looks like, the way they put it together. This is our school, the background. And it was so cool because we do, I'm just going to tell you about it. Since you have the link, you can go in. This is teacher Juliana. And she's done a wonderful work. And we do have this with teacher Jessica for K3, teacher Gabriela for K4, Carol for K5, and so it goes. And so she had this online idea of planting a tiny seed, and because this is all related to a story, of course, we go through projects and everything, nothing that different from what we do nowadays. But the thing is, having all this posts can make the kids just go there, click, and as they click, they talk to the teacher, they dance, and they can repeat it as they do as many times as you want. And of course, there are other things that you can include. For instance, videos from Sesame Street. This is all talking about plants and things like that, because they have plants at home. Most everybody does, or in the building, or they are in a place where there is nature, whatever. So you can use that because that's real, right? And so it goes. I'm showing you this, and the Very Hungry Caterpillar was the project was done before the pandemic, and so it was used once again here. And so it goes. You can feel free to take all. This is teacher Juliana and teacher Jessica having fun with the kids. So and it's long. I'm not going to show everything. I'm not going to play, but you can do it afterwards. Feel free to come and enjoy yourselves and get the idea and spread it if you like it. And use it, because I consider it to be a great idea. Okay, so I'm gonna move on, otherwise I won't have time. This was done for grade 5. Teachers Deborah and Huchi, they were using the technology, teaching online, but using iPads with pictures of things that are made of bone, brick, stone, grass, and they were using realia, things they had at home, and students were interacting with that. So you bring movement to class, and by bringing movement to class, you have interaction, and what we're using, instead of using a flashcard and just sharing the screen, they had the iPad. So students, woo, what is that? It's different. Let's go for that. Another one for grade 1, teacher Camila Ferraz and Danielle Cain. This was interesting because grade 1 was really a challenge. Because we're starting in a different segment, and how can we motivate and keep students close to us? See, we want to show them things that are written, but they don't know how to read. And they don't know how to write yet in English in our situation. Okay, so the teachers spent a lot of time planning how they were going to do it, how they were going to implement. So they ended up using video, songs, games, the book, written exercises, listening, curious repetition, but a lot of opportunities for the students to produce. You go into the class and they listen and they click and they say, they're active all the time. And for the posting part, the teachers recording audios using L1, which is okay, explaining, because it's really important the students understand what we expect of them, and they can show us how they can produce. So what ended up happening is that we had very, very positive results. Our students were really engaged and motivated, lots of interaction, wonderful and productive moments online. And that's the moment when they were learning how to use the school website to post, to send homework back, to open things that we have, using the Zoom, connecting, disconnecting. So this has been a wonderful, of course, not only with English, but with us, it's all in English. So it was really nice. And I would say that grade 1 was one of the biggest challenges we had throughout the pandemic. And also the very young kids. These are the most complicated. We were talking about movement, and why not? So one teacher shared with us this idea of using brain breakers, and teachers Deborah and Huchi, once again, with grade 4 and 5 now, they were using this brain breakers. So this is the link. I'm just going to show you very quick 30 seconds of their class. They use this for warm-up activity. Look at that.
I can roll it like a roller coaster, roll, roll. Come on.
I can pop it like some popcorn, pop, pop. I can pop it like some popcorn, pop, pop. I can wave it like the ocean wave, wave. I can wave it like the ocean wave, wave. Like a monkey in a tree, sway and swing. Like a monkey in a tree, sway and swing. I can move my body like any.
So, you know what's interesting? Because that, the brain breaks, in fact, it's breaks, okay? The brain breaks, they are used for warm-up or during the class, make movements. So you're having fun, you're dancing with students, you're working with vocabulary. It doesn't have to be related to what you're teaching. And we saw students getting every time more and more engaged. We don't use it every class, of course, but they use it, you know, and whenever they do, it's really, really fun and it's a success. Now I'm going to show you some other ideas, and I'm not sharing on the chat these links because I'm not going to them, but since you can connect with the presentation afterwards, you can go through them. So this was also material that was given to me from, I think this was from Google or different ones. I've received so many different materials, but this person is the author of the explanation, not of the website, but this is for you to make any video in your lesson, and then you can track using this platform the students' comprehension. It's engaging, and you can use your own narration. You can put your questions. So this is very dynamic to be used. I really wanted to give you some concrete ideas. Oh gosh, 10 minutes. Google Innovators, yeah, that's it. Google Innovators and Leaders of Brazilian Google for Education. Fantastic work. They have a handout. Then if you want, you can ask me, I'll send it to you. Congratulations for this production. So this Rodrigo is one of the trainers, and he shared in this handout, if I can call it that, different ideas. This is also to screencast videos with your screen recorder. So you can capture the screen, you can use the webcam, students can use narration, you can record, you can file up to 100 videos, because why not assess, for example, language result assessment really through a video? You don't have to go that traditionally just using tests and things like that. Not always will work with this format of online classes. Another one that I love, it's Jeopardy. And this is from Washington State University. It's a website where you can create your own Jeopardies with the prizes and everything. Amazing, wonderful, delicious to be used. Let's see what else I got here. This is also cool. I see lots of teachers using this quiz.com. The students see the questions on their own screen, and it can explore teacher-created quizzes too. So let me give you an example. This is K5 teacher Carolina teaching, working with opposites. So she had been working with opposites in the classroom. And these are symbols of posts that she had in that website that I mentioned to you. And so it was all connected. The meetings with the students, the posts and everything. And then it was nice because I was watching this class and she was playing a memory game about the opposites and using this quiz.com because you can put together so many different things. It's also very resourceful, very useful. Students get very motivated. So it's something that I love. Checking my timing here. Oh, Padlet, I don't know if you're familiar with that. We've been using this since kindergarten. And it's a way that this, and we also with the younger ones from primary school, because they can post, and it's like a board, it's a dashboard, and students can share their opinions and develop things and upload things. Parents can do that, so it's very nice to share. It's a way to get the community together. Perhaps you'll have a dashboard for the whole grade, or for only one classroom, or for a level, and then you can share things. That's something very nice that families can do together. And in fact, I would say not to use this in the classroom, but outside. This is also another one. This is interesting because this is introductory programming language, and the students can create games, they can create stories, and they can include the voices, the sounds, they put photos, they create the story. It's a free app. You can use an iPad, you can use an Androids. So this is really awesome. I'm not saying, I'm going to use this all the time. No, but go over that in a class with the students. Learn how to use it. Teach your students. and then have the productions, show them, have them exchange the projects, because this is very interactive and it's nice to see what students can really produce. So it's a great idea too. Oh, this was cool also. This is from ESL Game Plus. Teacher Aretus Almeida from grade 3. She was working with numbers with the students. And I'm linking here. Just give me a second. This is a very common site that we all use, right? But I just love it because it's a game. You see? Look at that. So students will roll the die, and then they will go.
Choose the correct answer.
And play, right? Let me show you. I'm going to do it right. Yay. Just to the next. So it's amazing. Students get so motivated. So this is the kind of thing that you can do in class, right? And then you can also post and have them do it at home, because you can play it again and again and again. This is awesome in the classroom, okay? Let me shut this down. There you go. You see, I just had the screens in case I couldn't reach or we had an internet problem. This is also from WordWall. Oh, I loved this one too. Students were studying about census, right? And this was in a post, not in classroom. And students had to go and play in the WordWall. And it was nice because it was practicing, consolidating vocabulary. And students will go there, and of course they will play. Why not? Because it's interactive, right? And it's easy. There's no big problem with that. Let's make a mistake. Oops. So there we go. This is also really nice. It's another example of that program of the WordWall that I mentioned to you. I have 5 minutes, and I would be glad to be here sharing. I would be really glad to answer to any questions you have. So if you can have any questions or anything that you would like me to talk about, I have just stopped sharing. So if you want to have any questions, I'm going to just summarize everything. I'm glad that I was able to fit everything. I hope you got resourceful ideas, things that you can use in your practical daily thing. And remember, classroom time, better to be used for discussing curriculum, engaging activities, working with teams, using soft skills, and lots of individual work can be done through different activities using the internet and using all the technology. And this is digital learning, and it's not going away. So this is part of our lives. Let's make the best of it, okay? I would really, really like to thank SBS once again. I would like to thank you all very much for being here with me today. You have my email. If you have any further questions in the future, you want to ask me anything, feel free. And I hope you have a wonderful time with this 3-day journey that SBS is providing us, and that you can learn a lot and share things, okay? So once again, thank you so much for being here with me today. This will be it. And you guys are the ones who make the change. Don't forget that ever, okay? You're preparing the next generation, but the movement is always yours. That's it. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here.
Oh, Lilian, how are you? Hi.
What?
There are some questions about your sharing your amazing presentation with them. How can they ask you the presentation?
Oh, SBS is going to put the link here. Rafael said he was going to have the link here at the chat. Isn't it at the chat yet?
Yeah, we're going to put that on the description of this video after we close it. Okay? It's going to be on the description.
So this is the way to go. Okay, guys. Yes, you can have it. SBS will share everything with you, and you can have access to everything. Anything else?
Everybody's just thanking you a lot for the amazing presentation, amazing lecture.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys. See you next time. Okay. Bye-bye then.